What's up everyone and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm doing a flexi rod set on blown out hair. Now this is actually my first time doing this hairstyle. If you watch my channel you know that I'm beginning to embrace my curls again after years of wearing my hair mostly straight. So far I've been wearing finger coils, or I'll do like a wash and go with my Denman brush, but I've been really seeing like these flexi rod tutorials on my timeline and really wanted to give it a try. So you don't have to worry about going out to the store and purchasing anything new, just kind of use what you have. You'll need a comb for parting your hair clips to keep your hair in place, your favorite mousse or foam, flexi rods. If possible, make sure you get a mix of different sizes because depending on the size of your flexi rod, that will also change the size of your curls. For this style, I'm using the Dew setting foam because it leaves a semi-hard cast, and my plan was to wear this style for a week. I start by splitting my hair into sections. With any of my hairstyles, I feel like I always split my hair into 4 sections. It just makes it easier with whatever I decide to go with. Also, side note, but can we talk about how the Dew has the absolute worst hair pump? Once you split your hair into sections, it's time to begin. So you can grab a smaller section from the bigger one. I use about 1.5 pumps of foam for each flexi rod section. I completely lather the section and then I use a brush to distribute it evenly. I would say because my hair is blown out, it's really not that difficult to distribute the product. In hindsight, I would have wet the section just a little bit more, just because the foam feels a little tacky. And once you place the foam, it's time for the rods. Now there are different flexi rod methods that you can use. There's the horseshoe method, the corkscrew method, which is essentially twisting and rolling the hair around. There's another method, and it doesn't really have a name, but it's essentially where you lay the hair flat and roll the rod up to your head, which I think is the easiest method, and this is the one I decided to use. Honestly, it's my first time around doing this hairstyle, so I really didn't know what I was doing at first, and I decided just to do it this way because it was easier on my wrist. You'll see that when I take the style down, the hair is going to be almost clumped together, and that's because of the way that I wrapped the hair around the flexi rod. You want to twist the flexi rod up so that it is tight against your head and fold the top and the bottom so that it's secure and in place. And don't get me wrong, like it does take practice. Like I said, this was my first time doing it, so it was kind of a learning curve at first, but then I got the hang of it. I thought my hair would kind of slip out or not stay in place, but once I got the hang of it, it stayed in place the entire night. beginning of this video, I do not have an overhead dryer, so I had to use my handheld dryer to dry my hair. Now you want to make sure that your hair is 100% dry. That is the trick to a good flexi rod set. I've seen a bunch of different videos, and after practicing it myself, it really does make a difference when you go to take your hair down. I dried my hair for about 30 minutes using the handheld dryer. It was late at night, but because I wasn't going to sleep, I ended up staying up like a couple more hours. So I would say I think I stayed up about 2 more hours. And at that point, my hair dries very fast, so I was able to go to sleep with it, and it was actually pretty comfortable to sleep with. So the next morning was the fun part. Now it is time to take down my flexi rods. And I will say, I didn't have a lot of hope at first. The way the curl was curling, it was definitely giving Shirley Temple. I was really nervous, but you also have to just have some patience and remember that there's a lot more work to get to that finished product. So I advise taking like a little bit of oil that you have. It can be scalp oil, it can just be regular hair oil. Using that to kind of take down your hair just to avoid any frizz. What you're going to do is you want to grab the ends of your flexi rod where you folded them in, and you want to fold them outward. Then you want to roll your hair down in the opposite direction in which you rolled it up, if that makes sense. Before I separate my curls, I like to take all of the flexi rods out first, and I gotta admit the hair was very bouncy. It was kind of a hard cast because the dew naturally leaves a hard cast on my hair, but that's what I wanted because I wanted to keep this hairstyle for the week. This is the Olaplex hair oil that I'm gonna use to untwist the curls even more. This oil is very good. It's actually worth the money. One of my favorite purchases of 2025. Then you're going to split those larger sections in half, and then you can keep continuing to split your hair in half depending on your liking and how much volume that you want. Even when I do the finger coil method, I notice that the back of my hair is just thinner than the front part of my hair. So I don't really think that's due to the flexi rod. I think that's just due to the natural density of my hair. So you're gonna continue on unraveling in kind of the direction of your curl. Once I'm done with that, I took a pick just to pick out some of my hair at the root. Make sure you pick it out at the root and not add another part of your hair because your hair will get frizzy. I also like to shake my hair and kind of play around with it just to give it a little bit more body and volume. The back of my head, I don't know what happened. It was very fuzzy, very bushy. I don't know what that was about. Alright, so overall, this is how my hair looked. I would say out of a 10, I would give this hairstyle probably like a 5. I know that might be low for some people, but I liked the products that I used. I liked the ease of use of the Flexi rod. I half the time of my regular curly hair routine. However, I would say I didn't really like the method that I used to curl my hair. I think the next time I'll use the corkscrew method. I feel like that creates a better curl overall. It kind of mimics the finger coil, which is a style I like. It will require more time and more Flexi rods, but I just love the look of that. I think it'll look fuller, and I felt like the method I used for this kind of made it easier for it to frizz up and made it harder for me to get the back of my hair. And let me know down below if you try this style.